I have a question for you. How many times have you read a great book, let's say, and been filled with excitement over all the amazing ahas you were getting, but you never actually managed to follow through on any of them? Do you ever find yourself struggling to get ahead or move to the next level? Even though you've read all sorts of books, you've been to all kinds of workshops, courses, what I referred to as the next shiny in a recent email that I sent you. If you're like most people, you desire and are capable of so much more in your sales, in your relationships, and in your life. If you're watching this video, it's because you've likely read my previous emails, and maybe you've even started to work your way through book one from my series, Becoming Extraordinary: The Ultimate Guide to Professional Fulfillment and Personal Success. So, if it's not the next shiny that creates results, what is it that does? What is it that creates the results you want? Before I answer that, let me be clear. Learning is critical. In fact, I really believe that if you're not growing, you're dying. There's no in between. But it's not more knowledge, more sales techniques, or even better communication skills that will give you the results you want. Actually, you can't have what you want until you become the person capable of having it. But what does that mean? It means that in order to have what you want, you're going to need to grow. Now, I've had people say to me, I grow all the time. Every time I make a phone call, I grow. Maybe. The only way to really know is to have a look at your results. Are you getting the results you want? If not, you have to grow. And not just in your knowledge base, you need to grow in a way that you likely haven't before. After all, your results speak for themselves. But how are results generated? Honestly, it's a big question, too big a question for this video, but let me break it down simply. Let's look at your potential. When you start to tap into your potential, what do? You take action, right? And what comes after action? Results. Big or little, successful or not, you get results. After results, well, you reinforce your belief or lack thereof in your potential. Let's say you're getting lousy results. How much belief do you then have? Right, very little. And with little belief, you tend to tap into less of your potential. So how much action will you take then? Again, very little. And your results? I think you're getting the picture here. But what happens if you start to truly believe in your potential? And I'm not talking simply positive thinking or even magical thinking, but real, from the gut belief. It's pretty obvious, right? You tap into more of your potential, you take bigger, more powerful actions, and you start to get the results you want. And the cycle continues. So, how are you doing? In order to get what you want, there are certain key strategies that you need to follow. First, you need to know what you want. Now, that might sound simple enough, and some people have a general idea of what they want, or quite often what they don't want. In my experience working with people, it's rare that they'll come in with clear, tangible, specific goals. If they do have them, it's rarer still that that they'll have them in writing and have a specific plan of action for them. But it's more than that. It's about vision. There's a quote in the Bible that says, "Without vision, the people perish." So we need to create a vision before we even establishing goals. That's step one. But then you need to identify and break through the things that are stopping you. This is where a lot of people get stuck. They might have an idea of some of the things stopping them, like procrastination or anxiety, let's say. But what else could be stopping them? Why are they procrastinating? Why is the anxiety there? This is where belief limiting beliefs, empowering beliefs, conscious beliefs, unconscious beliefs, and belief in your potential comes in. How do you transform those beliefs? How do you transform those limiting patterns so they're no longer in the way? And then what? Well, this is where you need the right type of support in place. I'm reminded of a client of mine. She's been with me for about 3 years now. When she first started, she was doing well. Excuse me. She was doing well enough in business, but she was seemingly stuck in her income. She struggled just to afford to work with me initially, and she found herself in a rut emotionally and in her relationships. She wanted to be happy. Needless to say, we got to work, and after a while, she saw a significant change in her emotional patterns. So much so that she felt truly empowered and strong for the first time. She no longer got swept up in the highs and lows, the extreme cycles that had held so much power over her. She also managed to triple her income and create a considerable passive revenue stream for herself. Finally, actually, she was able to create a relationship unlike any other she had ever had. And for her, it all started by following some simple strategies. In fact, like all my clients, she started with the same strategies and exercises you can find in book 1 of Becoming Extraordinary. And yes, she did have me coaching her. It's estimated that 95% of people don't implement what they learn in books, seminars, and so on. That means only 5% actually act on what they learn. 5%. That's it. Without the proper structures and support in place, it's really impossible for people to integrate what they've learned in order to create real change in their lives. It's only a tiny fraction of people, that are able to do so. Yet, it's essential that we learn to overcome this in action. Many people talk about setting goals, making lists, keeping track of their numbers, and these are all essential steps. But if that's all there was to it, why haven't you accomplished what you set out to accomplish already? When I was writing Becoming Extraordinary, I knew that some people need a little kick in the ass, so to speak, in order to take inspired action so that they reap the benefits long after they've finished that book or gone to that seminar or whatever the case may be. So that's why I'm doing this live online workshop, and that's also where my book comes in. Having the right structure, the right support actually makes all the difference in the world. We all need someone who can support us, encourage us, hold us accountable, and guide us along the way. So on that note, I'd like to invite you to join me for a free online workshop. I'll be holding it this Monday, April 16th. I'm going to be doing this live, coaching you through some of the same strategies that I use with my clients, and it will give you further insight into the exercises in the book, the ones you can find in book 1. You'll learn a little bit more. You'll make the book that much more powerful, and you'll grow. So mark your calendar, and I'll be sending out the details via email very shortly. Alternatively, you can find the details in my private Facebook group, #Ollin Coaching. That's #OLLIN COACHING. The link for the group will be in the email too. The group is where I'll be sharing live videos and training that I don't share anywhere else. It'll be covering tips and strategies and methodologies to help you create peak performance, to help you overcome debilitating blocks such as procrastination and anxiety, and ultimately to start getting the results you want. So I hope to see you there. Thanks so much for listening.